Hypocrisy.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Lost Planning the Interwebs. I am your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. What crooked ass collar? Anyway, how's it going, guys? How are you today? I hope you're doing well. We've got a little bit of a show going this morning. Holy shit, it's not morning. What am I talking about? We've got a little bit of a show this evening. It is Monday. Man, Mondays are coming in hot lately. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready for winter to end. Dramatically fucking ready for winter to end. It was over. It was 80 degrees. And then yesterday, it snowed. We had a blizzard. The fuck? So anyway, had a little bit of a blizzard yesterday. That was nice. And then, now it's just kind of getting cleared up again. Still not warm. I really miss those 80 degree, that 80 degree day we had was really nice. But hopefully it'll be back really soon. But with that, fucking hell. Sorry, I'm just trying to get everything organized. We got a little bit, I guess let me preview the week a little bit here. Normally Mondays would be alternating with Joe. The last 2 weeks we weren't able to do it. And then I realized next week I'm going to be in Philly still. So I won't be able to do a show with Joe very easily there. And so, and this week I'm getting ready to leave for Philly. So it's like, maybe this 2 weeks isn't very good either. So no Joe today or next week, but then we should be resuming things. Hopefully everything should be nice. This week there will be shows Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. After that is kind of up in the air. Because of the Philly trip, I'm going to bring equipment with me to stream. However, I also know myself. And if I'm somewhere and there are people like to go and hang out with IRL, I probably won't be as keen to stream as normal. Thursday, there will definitely not be a show. Thursday, I will be traveling. So that's just not going to happen. Friday, and Monday is, So, but next week, Tuesday, I believe I'll be back in time to do the show and everything should be fine. Let's see. What else? What else is going on? Around the show, not too much. But yeah, What the Fuck Wednesday will probably be the last. It's probably going to be the last show this week. So that being said, tonight we have a couple different things to discuss. We've got the Secret Service apparently watches Twitch and OnlyFans, monitoring for government safety. Probably gifting like 100 subs at a time to Amaranth's channel so she'll dance or whatever. But yeah, so the Secret Service has apparently just been spending hours of time watching Twitch and OnlyFans. And I wish that was a joke. But we'll talk about that a little bit. The UN is coming out with some proposed laws around pedophilia. I'm not so sure they're great. I'm not so sure they're great ideas. I guess we'll have to talk about those too. Hmm. Uh yeah, I don't know how to deal with that one so much. The world is moving towards support of the abuse of children. I'm not happy with that, really. Not so I don't get it. I don't get why people are fine with that. Um, but yeah, we'll check into that too, I guess. I don't know if this is just cover up for the fucking Dalai Lama being a weirdo, getting kids to suck on his tongue or whatever. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the fuck's going on with that, but I don't really like it. And then finally, the last main topic of the day, and we'll do this over on Rumble, is we're gonna watch listen to my hearing. I haven't listened to it yet. I've been very, very preoccupied with other activities and have not listened to my own court hearing. So I should probably do that. And I figure, well, we'll just fuck it. We'll do it live. Would I go on a game show? Maybe. What game show? What is that? Um, so that's what we're gonna do today. Was I not at the hearing? No, I wasn't at the hearing. So that's fine. Am I winning, son? Well, I don't know. We got to wait for the judge to actually rule on it. it'll be a blast. Oh, there's a screenshot from it. That's good. That's fun. But yeah, well, so we'll do that. I guess that's the main thrust of the show today. The Price is Right. I mean, maybe you have to be like really enthusiastic to go on there. Am I going on the whatever podcast? I've been invited. I don't know. I'm waiting to find out when they would want to have me on, and if I can make it out to California then. But I'm not. I mean, I'd love to go on. It'll be a blast, but I have to wait. So yeah. So we'll do that, I guess, and we'll just kind of go through the show. Family Feud. Oh, then you'd have to bring like your whole family. That sounds terrible. Guys, there's a step stool in the chat. Attorney Tom. Look, I mean, if you stand on the shoulders of giants, you can reach great heights. If you stand on the shoulders of Attorney Tom, you're barely off the ground. So, but please give him a warm welcome. It is naturally warmer down near the ground where he is, but he still needs it. All right. I guess. I don't know, man. Oh, and sorry, I did not do a movie night last night. I intended to, but I dumped out, man. I was asleep and not really in a good spot to play or to do a Twitch stream, being basically unconscious. But I did want to do one. I'll see if I can find time to do one sometime during the week here. But yeah. Okay. Jeopardy? Sure. I hear on Jeopardy, like they give you a giant packet of stuff to cover, and you're supposed to like just study all of that, and the questions all come from like that packet, which is weird because I always thought people on Jeopardy just knew everything about fucking everything, but that doesn't seem to be true. Let's see. All right, let me hit these a couple early chats, and then we'll really get into this, I guess. David TBK, good evening, Nick. I was hoping you could toast for my dad, Ben Lamb, 81. I found him passed away suddenly last night. He had time with my 7-month-old daughter. It would mean a lot. He enjoyed your killer rants, David. Oh, sure. To Ben Lamb. To Ben Lamb, a man lived a full life. Even though he passed suddenly, he passed that time getting to meet his granddaughter. And may we all have the opportunity to meet our grandchildren and beyond. May we all be blessed with the unburdened ability to love the offspring of our burdensome offspring. Cheers to him and his passing. May he rest in peace, and may his family be at peace with him. And then Frederick Little, thank you for gifting 20 memberships. Thank you, my friend. Very appreciated. How about RuPaul's Drag Race? You'd be perfect for that. Okay, I'd go on RuPaul's Drag Race. I'd just have to wear a skirt short enough for my dick to hang out. Cassie Marin was watching a very interesting stream of Danny talking about cults. You were slacking on this cult. We are waiting for you to start. It's true. I have been very, very lax on starting my cult. That is, I do need to get that in gear because I found out the other day that not all cults are sex cults, and I was very, very disappointed in that. Julian Delfiki, says Chichunia would like a shaming. Here's the deal. Chichunia, I would love to shame you. I really would. The problem is that you're so hideously overweight. You're so hideously overweight that I have to actually come to you to shame you because I know you can't step up and do it on your own. That's why someone else had to send the chat in, which is actually very, very embarrassing. Guys, we found out earlier that Chichunia ate her phone. That's how fucking giant she has gotten by slacking off, not doing any workouts, not doing anything really other than shoving donuts into her fat gullet. And while she sweats out the sugar at rates that could glaze an entire Krispy Kreme assembly line, it's never enough. It's never enough because her consumption is far too high. Chichunia, please. You talked about, you missed a workout day? Yeah. What, were you done curling turkey legs up to your mouth? You just couldn't find any or whatever? You don't need to work out. You need to get the vomit out. You need to take on bulimia. Do something other than putting in food. Get it out. Horrible. Can you do your hearing first instead of last? No. Cassie Marin says, please bring Drex with you on whatever. The world needs this. Well, we'll see. I have no idea. It's not my podcast, so can't really invite other people on. Rumble usernames says, change my mind. Muhammad Atta hit the wrong building in New York City. Shit. Woo. Woo. Damn. Okay. Let's I guess let's hit this. Let's just get into this shit. Thank you, Stacy Q. That was nice. Wow. Sometimes don't expect to get nice comments. More unbreaded havoc says, I was able to get a bottle of Angel's Envy finished rye, finishing Caribbean rum casks. This stuff is amazing. Yes, yes, yes. Again, one of the best $100 bottles of whiskey there is out on the shelves. It's a great one. It's universally good. People tend to like it. No matter what kind of whiskey they like. Give it a good shot. It's a winner. If $100 whiskey is in your budget, if it's not, don't get it. Don't get it. But if you're looking for that nice sweet spot $100 bottle, that is just a banger every time. Holy shit, Frederick Little just gifted 50 more memberships. Damn. Whew. Thank you. Someone says it's 70 at Costco. Holy shit. You might live in a state with better taxes. If you're not in Minnesota, odds are you do live in a state with better taxes. Okay. So the U.S. Secret Service is tracking OnlyFans and Twitch users. Sure. Sure they are. Oh my God. Look at this shit. All right. So documents acquired from the U.S. Secret Service have revealed that it is tracking users on websites like OnlyFans and Twitch, as well as more popular sites like Facebook. Keeping an eye on Facebook and Twitter is not surprising, considering how impactful those sites have been on culture and politics. Well, I mean, it kind of is, though. It should be surprising, shouldn't it? Shouldn't it be surprising that the U.S. government is watching social media like constantly? I mean, like, it doesn't surprise us. We're like, well, yeah, I guess the government has its hands in everything, but it fucking should bother us. It should be a little bit weird. It's not like someone reports a post and then they take a look into it. They just watch everything all the time. But now it seems intelligence services consider newer platforms like Twitch to be on par with the legacy tech giants in terms of impact, because they're now treating them in the same way. Specific accounts on both platforms are being regularly checked in on in the same way that far-right accounts on Twitter and Facebook were monitored in the wake of the January 6th insurrection. It wasn't an insurrection. It wasn't an insurrection. It may have been retarded. There may have been shenanigans, but an insurrection it was not. But okay, here we go. What's even more bizarre is the revelation that OnlyFans content creators are also being monitored, though the names of specific accounts have all been redacted. Can you imagine the guy with the fucking expense report? Yeah, Jerry, what are you doing? Well, I found a lead on Belle Delphine. Yeah, that one. Oh, are you? What does she have? Russian plans tattooed on her asshole or whatever? Like, what do you need to monitor a fucking OnlyFans streamers for? Jesus Christ. Ah! What a good gig, I guess. They have high absorbent cloth all over the floor or whatever. Like, what the fuck are they doing? What are you monitoring for? Like, is that why they're like show feet? They're worried they got documents under them. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the justification is. I'm not sure how they're what they're doing with it, but that's fuck me. This is your tax dollars at work, ladies and gentlemen. Taxes going right into the pockets of Kristen Segura or whatever Amaranth's name is. Eulexic says, "Oh, we doing this now? Not even really listening except for your dulcet tones, to be honest, but thank you for everything, ever." Oh, wow. You're welcome. Thank you. And then Not Sure says, "Happy Monday, Nick. It's almost a year since I started my cringy gun channel on YouTube, The Casual Armory. Happy that I'm on track to have 100 videos and 2,000 subs. I was inspired by you to do this, and I'm glad I did." Oh, cheers, man. That's awesome. Happy to hear it's working out well for you. That's fantastic. Oh shit, Beak Boop says, "Hey Nick, thanks for the fat shaming last week. Started my workout plan and diet today, and it kicked my butt. I can't wait to get to the point where my endurance increases. I never want to be this out of shape again. The random fat shamings in the show are great for motivation and accountability. Keep being awesome. You're greatly appreciated." Hey, thank you, Beak Boop. My pleasure. Stephen Ferguson, "I'm a T4 paraplegic. I had to gain a ton of weight post injury to keep from dying. My stomach was 60 inches around. I lost over 30 inches and was the best shape of my life. Post injury during COVID, I gained 20 inches back. Fat shaming. 20 inches? Hold on. I found you. Hold on just a second. I gotta get my headphones in for this. God damn. $20? Holy shit. That's a lot of inches, brother. Here we go. Is this you? Is this you right here?
That's like a Raptor 700, bro. Is it fast?
A Raptor 700? Dude, that's sissy stuff. This is a Polaris 350, bro. Dude, this thing is hotter than a $5 pizza. Dude, I fit all kind of women on this thing. If she ain't 280, she ain't a lady. If she ain't 310, she ain't a win. And if she got a double chin, give her to a friend. Dude, I'll be always riding, dude. I ain't no telling what I'm gonna get into. I don't even know how to live life without being successful.
Yes.
You be riding and sliding, baby. Let's go. You ever seen a girlfriend's heart?
Man, let me get my girlfriend back. Let me get my girlfriend back. Let me get my girlfriend back. Let me get my girlfriend back.
That's it.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening in that. Oh my gosh. Whew. So there you go. God damn. Your stomach was 60 inches around. That had to be about as big as that dude. All right. Fat shame you. Stephen Ferguson. If we laid you down and sliced you open and rolled you out like a fruit by the foot or whatever, you would be an actual manlet. You'd be a fucking man. 60 inches. That's 5 fucking feet. That is 5 feet. Attorney Tom can't even curl around your body. What if you need a life preserver? You are the fucking raft. Throw you in the water and you just bob up and down. People can be on you. An iceberg. It's horrifying. Look, I know you've got an excuse. Oh, my legs don't work. Well, your legs don't work. Do your arms work? Have you tried doing pull-ups? Probably not, because you'd have to pull the whole earth down into the gravity well of your massive girth. Here's what you got to do. You can't walk. You can't run. But you can get yourself up on your hands and start walking on those. Do yourself a favor. get upside down. Maybe all the food will come out while you're doing it. You think about that? Think about just getting upside down so the food falls due to gravity. Wow. Well, the Rumble chat is spamming trans lives matter, apparently. That's good. From like 30 accounts all doing it at once. That's amazing. 60? 100? Bro, if you need that many people to say trans lives matter, they probably don't. Hmm. This is hilarious. Does Rumble even have mods? I have no idea. I guess I can sit and go through and mute all these. That'll take forever. This is fantastic. Who spends this much time doing stuff? I've never been this committed to anything in my life. Wow. Hmm. My ADHD. Check out Rumble Chat, Zeno. It's amazing. I guess trans lives are supposed to matter. I'm not sure. Does any life really matter? I'm not positive that they do. Earlier it was Black Lives Matter, but I agree with that one. So, we'll keep it going. Just a second. Shit. This is phenomenal. How do you do that? How do you spam with like 150 accounts at a time? I don't even know. Must be some sort of script, I guess. Kind of obnoxious. Sorry, this is distracting. Good Lord. I've like muted 1 million of these damn things. And there's always more. Oh, well, I guess I can't do this all stream. I've got other shit to do. We got other stuff to talk about. I think there's a way to appoint mods. Let me see real quick. Chat settings. Nope, that's not what I need. Oh, there it is. There it is. Moderators. Let's see. What do we got? Here you go. We added a moderator over there. Get to work, Ryan. Okay. See Goody, I added you too. Moderator. Who else do we got here? Who else do I recognize? Let's see. There we go. Protect our trans kids. Oh, please don't. Don't do anything like that. That would be terrible. Okay. Well, that was fun. Whew. Well, hopefully the mods will get to work over there. All right, we'll add another one. Sepson, you made the cut, I guess. Holy shit. Wait a minute, where's the hold on, I gotta get the Rumble rants are not showing up. There we go. There they are. Speedy the Unsilent says the Secret Service is a bunch of fags. Carbonosity says trans people are poor, can't afford Rumble rants. That seems to be true. But those surgeries are very expensive, to be fair. And then K to the Swiss says trans ams matter. Ooh, I agree. Oh my God. USSJ for Broly, you're in. I'm glad they added moderators over there, I guess. You shouldn't ever need them. But people just don't know how to be, I guess. Anyways, if you moderators could just start taking care of those rants, that'd be, or those aren't rants, those Rumble chats, that would be fantastic. Thank you. And by the way, congratulations to everyone that I just made gay. You four are moved up to the honorary ranks of faggotry. Snuggle Struggle says 2 CCP agents charged with operating a secret police station in New York, there to intimidate and criticize China. 100 of these stations across the planet. I also added Attorney Tom as a moderator on the main channel. Mainly because he's, you know, well, he deserved it. Brent Wolf says the Rumble chat is being spammed heavy right now. Constant BLM. Yeah, it was so heavy that it wouldn't even actually update my chat window. It stopped working. Jason of TGA says, what happened, Nick? Someone activated the spam bots. Did you speak at the PTA about Munchausen by proxy again? I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing. But there we go. So that's fun. Okay, I think that is relatively under wraps for now. Okay, back to this thing. Holy shit. Attorney Tom can block the low-hanging fruits. Oh, man. Squizgar says, Nick, a skirt short enough for your dick to hang out would be a belt. Well, maybe that's all I'll wear, Squizgar. Did you think about that? Did you think about that? Okay, here we go. Back to, where were we? Oh, we were over on this. We were over on this damn thing. Okay, the documents also showed that the Secret Service keeps tabs on users' Pinterest accounts. Look, if you want to learn how to crochet like a Buffy the Vampire Slayer character, Sorry. You're being watched. A spokesperson for the Secret Service says, the Secret Service is responsible for ensuring the protection and continuity of the American government. We take that mission very seriously and will be vigilant in monitoring all types of open source communications in strict accordance with all federal laws and the Constitution. Oh, okay. All right. Just Jenny says, just make me a mod. I mean, okay. Sure. Promoted. It may take a few minutes for the mod ship to go through, it says, but should be there. Damn it, Attorney Tom! You bastard. Attorney Tom is no longer gay. Oh, when I come down to Houston, I'm going to kick your ass in person. Bastard. Oh my gosh. Beat the system. Beat the system. Wow. This information matches a trend within the U.S. government of skepticism towards new tech companies, with the federal government also being concerned about the impact of TikTok on young audiences. The federal government is not concerned about the impact of TikTok on young audiences. Let me say it again. The federal government is not concerned with the effect of TikTok on young audiences. They are not. The federal government is perfectly happy for all of the agendaed items that TikTok pushes on young audiences. 1 billion%. The federal government uses TikTok as a ploy to monitor everything else on social media. What are they worried about? They worried about like pro-trans shit on TikTok being pushed to kids? Of course not. Oh, I guess Markiplier, he hurt his back performing a stunt for an upcoming film. So there you go. I've only heard the name Markiplier. I don't know what he does. So that's that. I mean, I just found this funny because it's like, wait, so you're tracking Twitch and OnlyFans creators? Like for, I mean, them titties though, right? Like that's got to be the reason. That's got to be the reason. Yeah, I know Markiplier is a YouTuber. I just don't know what his content is. But that's, I don't know, man. This government monitoring shit is getting out of hand. It really is. They don't need to be everywhere on every platform watching everybody all the time, but they are. They are. And we're constantly allowing and enduring the bloat of the US government to protect itself, as if the US government is under fucking threat from some chick with her tits out on Twitch or on OnlyFans. Like what are you doing? What is so damn terrifying about Twitch or OnlyFans or Facebook or Twitter or any of these things? Like, they're going to organize to overthrow the US government. Yeah. Okay. They do that everywhere. Like people who actually do try to overthrow the US government do that on every platform and any platform. It's not like any of these platforms are special, and it's not like you're very good at stopping them anyway. What's up, Rita? How you doing? Hmm. And of course, what they end up doing is setting up sting operations to capture people who have no actual plans to do anything and entrap them into a plot to kidnap the Michigan governor, right? Governor Whitmer. As if anyone wants that thing locked up in their basement. Gross. Rumble username says, change my mind. Oh, wait, I read that one. All right, let's move over to the other story du jour. Where are we? All right. Are you guys ready for this one? Speaking of tits, when is Rekieta Law getting the implants? God, soon, I guess. I hope. Could you imagine how much easier life would be as a streamer with a giant pair of jubblies? Woo! Damn. Just get the girls out. Here you go, guys. New UN-backed legal recommendations normalize sex with minors, outraged critics say. Wait, I'll read it like a newscaster. New UN-backed legal recommendations normalize sex with minors, outraged critics say. Children may consent to sex with adults. This has been the plan all along. Social media influencer charges. So here we go. A shocking report issued by international legal experts with the backing of the United Nations appears to open the floodgates to normalize sex with minors. Quote, sexual conduct involving persons below the domestically prescribed minimum age of consent to sex may be consensual in fact, if not in law, the Geneva-based International Commission of Jurists wrote in March with an assist from UNAIDS and the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights. UNAIDS is the most accurate portion of that sentence. The report is titled The 8 March Principles for a Human Rights-Based Approach to Criminal Law Prescribing Conduct Associated with Sex, Reproduction, Drug Use, HIV, Homelessness, and Poverty. Avi to the 7th power says, lol, what did I stumble into? Don't worry, Avi. It's just the United Nations apparently normalizing sex with children because they can consent. As if consent has been the issue here. USSJ4 Broly says, Nick, you could use dental floss as your shorts and you still won't poke out. Love you, brother. Hashtag 5K Club. All right, here we go. It is published front and center on the group's website. It does not actively call for decriminalizing sex between adults and minors, but it states that children have both the capacity and the legal right to make sexual decisions. Oh, this guy is Constitutional Court Justice Edwin Cameron. He wrote the foreword to a new set of international legal recommendations that he says will protect those whose sexual practices are, quote, identified with the disapproved or stigmatized conduct. Quote, according to the United Nations, children may consent to sex with adults. This has been the plan all along. Social media influencer Ian Miles Chungus tweeted over the weekend to his 538,000 followers. Why do 538,000 people follow Ian Miles Chung? The report does not offer a suggested age of sexual consent. It was released on March 8th in recognition of International Women's Day. Oh, aren't you ladies glad? Aren't you happy that they took the opportunity on Women's Day to just go ahead and be like, yeah, sex with kids is fine. Don't worry about it. The commission states online suggesting there's a connection between women's rights and the age of sexual consent. The once unthinkable recommendations from an international cabal of global elite legal minds appears to suggest that pedophilia could be normalized. Touched off a horrified reaction on social media around the world. So here's their here's a relevant spot that Chungus picked. Consensual sexual conduct, irrespective of the type of sexual activity, the sex, gender, sexual orientation, gender identity, or gender expression of the people involved in, or their marital status may not be criminalized in any circumstances. Consensual same-sex as well as consensual different-sex sexual relations or consensual sexual relations with or between trans, non-binary, and other gender-diverse people or outside marriage, whether premarital or extramarital, may therefore never be criminalized. This is fine. With respect to the enforcement of criminal law, any prescribed minimum age of consent to sex must be applied in a non-discriminatory manner. Enforcement may not be linked to the sex, gender of participants, or age of consent to marriage. Well, maybe that's why it came out on International Women's Day. I mean, if you just read this, we go, okay, yeah, because women who molest and rape young men are treated very, very differently than men who molest and rape young women. And by that, I do not mean that men need lighter sentencing. In fact, I would say both need harsher sentencing, but particularly women. We see this all the time. School teachers having sex with teenagers, and the school teacher gets 18 months of probation and no registration on the sex offender registry. Whereas if a male teacher did the same thing, he would go to prison for 5-6 years and then have to register for life. That needs to change. It needs to both be harsher penalties on this shit. Moreover, sexual conduct involving persons below the domestically prescribed minimum age of consent to sex may be consensual in fact, if not in law. In this context, the enforcement of criminal law should reflect the rights and capacity of persons under 18 years of age to make decisions about engaging in consensual sexual conduct and their right to be heard in matters concerning them pursuant to their evolving capacities and progressive autonomy. Persons under 18 years of age should participate in decisions affecting them with due regard to their age, maturity, and best interests, and with specific attention to non-discrimination guarantees. So if we take them in the best light, if we take this report in the best light, it is suggesting that, let's say a teacher has sex with a 17-year-old. They would suggest that that 17-year-old basically has the capacity to consent to sexual activity. Therefore, that should be factored into the law, factored into the considerations. That would be the best reading of that. That would be the best faith reading of that. But since it's the UN, and I trust them none, I would suggest that that's not what they mean. I suggest they mean to go much, much farther. And no, I think we could just go ahead and have a hard line at 18. Why can't we do that? Why can't we just have, like, we could just go, you know what? This is just the age where we don't believe that a minor can consent to sex with an adult. And then just slap it down and be like, that's what the community has decided. This is how we do laws in democratic republics or in republic countries or in democracies, is we leave it to the people or their representatives to determine what the community would prefer. And then we enact the law in that way. Is that a problem? Why is this an issue? I don't get it. All right, so back to this. And why is this what we're worried about in the United Nations? Like, just a minute. Why is this the concern? Like, there's no other problems in the world that we need to, we're done dealing with all the problems. You know what we need to do right now? What we need to do is worry about people who are being unduly or harshly prosecuted for sex with minors who consented. No, they're low on my list. Very low on the list of people I'm worried about right now. Holy shit. All right. The UN is full of pedophiles. Former NHL star and Canadian Olympic gold medalist Theo Fleury shouted on Twitter. The hideous UN report seeks to decriminalize sex, even between children and minors. Evil, tweeted women's rights activist Michelle Uriaro of Melbourne, Australia. So fake person there. She notes that its publication on International Women's Day succeeded in gaslighting women everywhere. The International Commission of Jurists added in its reports, quote, in this context, the enforcement of criminal law should reflect the rights capacity of persons under 18 years of age to make decisions about engaging in consensual sexual conduct and the right to be heard in matters concerning them. Again, the problem with someone under the legal age of capacity, which is generally 18, being able to consent is the idea that they don't otherwise possess what we would recognize as capacity for anything else in their life. And the reason that matters is because the person having sex with the minor usually has some sort of power or authority over them, either by law, by custom, or by circumstance. For example, they drive them somewhere. 15-year-old, right? Can't drive, can't lead. They take them far away. They remove them from their ability to get home or to get to safety. And then they threaten them. Well, if you want to get back home, I mean, little sucky will take care of that problem, right? Something like that. They can't just get out the car and go get a car or a cab or whatever. It's not so easy for them to do so. They don't have a credit card. They may not have a job. They don't have the tools that would allow a normal adult to possibly navigate a situation where no necessary force is used, but just pressure is used. They don't have they're not legally equipped to deal with that. That's why we recognize the ability of the government to step in and offer some protection for these people. Especially when you have a perceived authority like a school teacher and a school administrator, a police officer, people like that engaged in that activity. Whenever you have someone improperly leveraging authority or power over a minor to engage in sexual activity, and we presume that to be the case when someone is under 18 and the other person is sufficiently over 18. Now, some states have some flexibility between that, like maybe an 18 and a 20-year-old or a 17 and a 20-year-old, they don't mind as much, whatever. Not all states are done the same. States have the autonomy to handle that the way they want to. But when we go like pretty much anywhere, 17 to like 25 is going to be a no-go, right? 16 to 25, stuff like that. And the reason is they have a reduced capacity to resist. Again, we're not talking about force here. Forceful sexual encounters are always illegal unless they're, I guess, consenting to the force, right? Like a little whipping never hurt anybody, I guess. But we're talking about like the act of forcing the consent is not allowed. But the pressure for the consent, again, we respect the ability or the inability of children to resist a lot of pressures just by nature of their legal capacity or rather incapacity. That's why these laws exist. That's why they're there to protect kids, because they don't have the tools to protect themselves. Stripping that away isn't helpful. And it would be bad in America. It's worse in many other countries. Many other countries, it would be even more of a disaster. All right. Jason of TGA says, my dark suspicion is that they need to normalize as low an age as possible before a certain client list comes out. with the Dalai Lama on the fucking top of it, I'm guessing. Okay. The shocking recommendations from international legal elites underscore a number of major recent events in the United States and around the world that have unfolded with bewildering speed. Each development suggests people in positions of authority have worked to break traditional legal bounds, societal structures, and once universal taboos for the purpose of sexualizing children. Among them, the disturbing case of Jeffrey Epstein, who was convicted of running an international prostitution ring, reportedly providing underage girls to global power players. No. There's also the sudden dramatic rise in the number of transgender people and normalizing of transgender culture, fueled by popular culture and public education, defying all known historic precedent. In addition, educators in many instances now brazenly state that parents have limited rights over their children while their classrooms grow increasingly sexualized. Yeah, we've seen all of this happen. This is no surprise to anyone. From long years in the law and as a proudly gay man, I know profoundly how criminal law signals which groups are deemed worthy of protection and which of condemnation and ostracism, wrote retired Judge Edwin Cameron of the Constitutional Court of South Africa in the foreword of this report. Oh, so he's a gay. That makes sense. In this way, the criminal law performs an expressive function, and it has dramatic consequences on people's lives. It sometimes entails a harshly discriminatory impact on groups identified with the disapproved or stigmatized conduct. Hey, Cameron, if the conduct involves fucking kids, fuck you. How's that? How's that? Get stigmatized, get demonized, get ostracized, and get executed. Like there's no compromise here. Get the fuck out. You should be stigmatized. If you're fucking kids, you should be stigmatized and removed from society. Period. Fox News Digital reached out to the International Commission of Jurists, UNAIDS, and the Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights for comment. The report, the group says, was, quote, developed over a 5-year consultative process following an initial expert meeting of jurists convened in 2018 by the ICJ, together with the Joint UN Program on HIV/AIDS, UNAIDS, and the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights to discuss the role of jurists in addressing the detrimental human rights impact of certain criminal laws. It also says, quote, the process of elaboration included expert jurists, academics, legal practitioners, human rights defenders, and various civil society organizations working in diverse legal traditions. And this should tell you everything you need to know. These people are the worst groups of people to listen to on fucking any subject ever. There is nary a more complete list of broken motherfuckers than what they just hashed out. Oh my God. Gross. Gross. So anyway, the normalization of pedophilia, which of course, isn't it funny when conservatives or religious folk years ago were saying, hey, this gay marriage shit, like, it's going to lead to a bunch of other stuff if we're not careful. No. What are you talking about? That's crazy. Silly goose. It's pedophilia. I didn't even mention that. No, why would we want to normalize sex with children? Whoa, buddy, you're going a little far. Like, I didn't say that. I mean, now that you bring it up, though, I'm kind of thinking about, why didn't you brought it up? No, I just said it's going to lead to something else. I was thinking dogs or whatever, but kids, that's really fucked up. That's crazy. What are you doing? Was it what, 10 years later? It's a decade. It's a decade is all it took. It's fucking insane. It's insane. It's insane. That was not supposed to be correct. Like, that was the whole thing. That was supposed to be the exaggerated point, the slippery slope fallacy. No, it won't lead to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. When of course it's going to lead to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. The problem is, where do you stop? Like, what is the stop? And the stop is not enacting a law that your society agrees on, because plenty of states enacted laws that said gay marriage was not allowed. Now, they didn't prevent gay people from living together or having committed relationships or anything like that. They just said, no, our governmental institution of marriage does not apply to this, to these types of relationships. That's what they said. Whether you agree or disagree, civil society is full of laws that we all agree or disagree on, right? And normally you hash that out through the democratic process, or the republic process in our case, where our elected representatives represent our ideas, hopefully, and enact laws that reflect those. And so if you didn't like the way the marriage was structured, the idea would be you would hire, or you would elect new people to make new laws. Simple. Very simple. But the court stepped in and stopped that and said, no. You don't get to make rules on this. So the question becomes, when does the court stop stepping in and undoing it? Will we get a Supreme Court that eventually says, no, pedophilia is fine. Marrying children's okay. Having sex with children's okay. Will we get a court that says that? You could say no. They would have said no in 1955. They would have said no in 1964 with Loving versus Virginia, which allowed interracial marriage, right? A decision I don't disagree with at all. People at the time did. And they probably back then were like, well, fags are going to get married too. Can you imagine? Like, no, that's crazy. We'd never let that happen. There's only 3 of them. They're all in Congress. But then the gay marriage thing happened. And now we've been on a fucking roller coaster slope towards whatever else. And eventually the courts will have to rule on it. There will eventually be a case brought where a 10-year-old totally consents to marry a 50-year-old. It's going to happen. It'll be brought probably under a religious freedom law by a certain group of shalalalas. Or something. And then the court will decide. And we'll have to deal with the consequences of that at some point, I guess. Christopher Dallas says, you realize age of consent has been rising, not falling, right? Same with age of marriage. Good. You realize that is irrelevant to what the court will say. One way or another, the court will decide. Your vote won't matter. Your democratically elected representatives representing your interests won't matter, because they've shown over and over again that the court gets to determine not only what's in the Constitution, but what they think should be in the Constitution. And what they think should be in the Constitution differs very, very much from what the founders or the drafters of any of the amendments that they use think should be in the Constitution. And if the court used that 14th Amendment to say equal protection of all laws, where does it say limited to 18 plus? That ain't written down, homie. 18 plus is written down in an amendment for voting. Not for anything else. So I don't know, something to think about, man. How fast this shit has changed is crazy town. And I personally, like, I don't think the government should be involved in marriage at all. It's not my I don't think the government should be involved in much of anything, but certainly not in marriage. But that being said, the government is involved in marriage, and so when they ask me my opinion, I'll tell you my opinion. My personal opinion on what marriage should be is a man and a woman and God. Actually, I think only religious marriages should be recognized, but that's because I'm a bigot in that way. I don't care what people do. I don't care what people like say. I don't care if they, want to live together or call it a marriage. It doesn't bother me. But if you ask, that's been my opinion. It's consistent. And I still think the government shouldn't regulate marriage at all. But I don't really care either as far as like what they've done. But I do wonder where it's going to go and where it's going to end. Because the government has given itself permission to define marriage in ways outside the bounds of the people who live there, who live under its governance. And it's weird. And not only have they done that, I mean, we're just talking marriage right now. They've done that everywhere. And when will they rule that a 15-year-old can consent to sex with their teacher? With the arguments that are used to justify everything else, how can they rule otherwise? That's the problem with all of this stuff. Okay. Do you have a pedophile problem? You know how you can get rid of them. You've got to power up your muscles with Field of Greens. That's right. You go to fieldofgreens.com and use promo code NOSE and get yourself a little discount on Field of Greens. So you're getting your fruit and vegetable servings for the day. Each serving of Field of Greens is one full serving of fruit, one full serving of vegetables. And they're not extracts. They're not chemicals. They're not loaded up with a bunch of vitamins that aren't in them or anything like that. Any bullshit you get anywhere. And there's no like extra sugar. It's just ground up fruits and vegetables. They're flavored really nicely. They taste good. They go down easy like a $12 hooker. They are fantastic. Again, I drink them every day. You just pour I did it off camera. I wasn't even thinking. You pour a scoop of powder in the water, mix it up and take a drink. Look, if you're like me, I don't have a ton of time to sit around and make like well-balanced meals. I usually cook a steak or some chicken breast or whatever, chicken thighs. I eat those. And then I don't like make vegetables because they take extra time, take extra dishes. I'm lazy and I'm in a rush. So I don't do that. This is a great way to supplement your diet with some fruits and vegetables that you wouldn't otherwise get. If you use promo code NOSE, you get a little bit off of your order. Helps out with the price. Most importantly, it actually does taste good. Not just tolerable. It's actually tasty, enjoyable to drink. And people that have reported back on it seem to enjoy it as well. Go to fieldofgreens.com. Use promo code NOSE. Check them out. If you like them, give them a shot, man. Help out your diet, help out your overall health. It's great stuff. All right, guys. We are going to we're going to wrap up the super chats on YouTube. We're going to move over to Rumble exclusively. That's where we're going to go. So bear with me for a few minutes while we do that. And then we'll see you over there and we will start up my hearing very quickly. All right. In Let's Go, Brandon, I Die says, on Rumble, please, taxation is theft rant for us. I'll save it for tomorrow. Tomorrow's tax day. Mario Carter 13, the defendant is so late he hasn't even shown up. I hereby rule that he is gay. Must have been a little too excited by his jurisdiction argument. Judge. Local admin AZ LD13 expelled the media from their appointment tonight. What the fuck is AZLD13? Arizona what? Rabid One says, toss my salad, Nick. It's hot AF in Houston now. No, it'd be sweaty between those cheeks. Gross. Am I responsible for Agent 19's disappearance? Yes, I buried him in a trunk in the desert. Mario Carter 13 says, IRS for $20 says we counted every super chat. No. Bear Lamb says, United Nations is like a black father. You know it exists, but it's just never there when you need it. Damn. Tantalus says, think the Pope will change his title to the Dalai Lama so he can get away with never mind. Trenton Paul says, savage. Cheers, Rackets. Thank you. Doug Murray says, Rackets, as far as cults go, you make more money as leader, but you have more fun as a follower. Damn. Pete C says, Amaranth is moaning in Morse code, sending secrets to the Ruskies. Ulexic says, if she ain't 280, she ain't a lady. Stephen Ferguson says, lol, DM'd you a before and after pic on Twitter. Oh, shit. Oh, that's the big fella. Messages. Let's see. Oh, there we go. You weren't quite as big as the dude in the four-wheeler, though. Not quite there. Not quite there. Okay, where are we? Chris H. says, hypothetical law question. What are legal ramifications for keeping a black powder cannon loaded with grape shot behind my front door at all times? You know, in case some Fed boys try to inject me with lottery tickets or taxes. As far as I know, black powder cannons are not rifled. They're not firearms under the NFA and theoretically are not regulated. What they're loaded with, I guess, is as long as it's not an explosive shell that would be regulated by the NFA, it should be relatively fine to put whatever the fuck you want in it. Firing it at federal officers may cause you legal trouble. We'll say that. That one could be a problem. But keeping a loaded cannon, I don't think there's any issue with that. Okay. Uriah of the House Right says, hey, Grift, your Bud Light mod is on a banning spree. Attorney Tom, he didn't ban anybody, he just deleted comments. Mario Carter 13, old enough to count, old enough to mount, quoting the UN. Snuggle Struggle says, apparently grooming gangs are much worse than Europe realized. UN is likely taking measures before the full scope of grooming gangs is made public. Mario Carter 13, the slope is slippery because it's covered in lube. Kimberly Ashcraft says, thanks for the advice. The two monsters who murdered my uncle had their parole denied. I was a nervous wreck, but followed your advice, spoke the truth. Thank you. Oh, I'm glad that they did. Very, very good. And that is it for YouTube. So we're going to move over to Rumble. So thank you all for hanging out with me here on YouTube. Please, on your way out of YouTube, drop a like on the stream if you enjoyed it. If you're on Rumble, by the way, I haven't said this in a while, hit that thumbs up button. It really does help. It's very much appreciated. We're going to go over there and we are going to listen to my, whatchamacallit, hearing. And that should be fun, I guess. The link is in the description. I think it's in the pinned comment in the YouTube chat. So wherever you are, you can find your way over to Rumble. And we'll see you over there in about 20 seconds or so. Catch you then. Have a good night. Peace. Peace.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen,